I've been trying not to go off the deep end. Give me a reason. I've been trying not to
stay on point. I've been trying to save my voice, but y'all gave me no choice. The world gone mad, can't ignore this noise. Look at these people found dead in the streets. I got some partners that hate the police. Me, I'm just trying to hold on to my peace, cause I'm liable to lose it and go get the peace. I need a reason, I need a season, pleading with Jesus, all of this grieving. They be like, if you and what you believe in. I do not trip, I keep it G. What in the H, you say in the I. Ain't no JK when I'm talking to God. Don't need a reason to open my eyes. If I'm still breathing, I'm running for mine, man. I've been doing better than I was before. I walk with the limp, cause I've been wrestling with the Holy Ghost. Deep into this pit, but still somehow I keep on floating on. Thought I lost my grip, but God reminded me He's holding on.
Go off the deep end. Give me a reason. I've been trying not to go off the deep end. Give me a reason. I've been trying not to.
I might go crazy, I might go MJ back in the 80s, back in the 90s, I might go off, or they better not try me, it might get dicey. I ain't tryna go back to the old me, I'm tryna hang on like my mama told me. Sometimes legs get weak and your arms give out and you sink to the bottom slowly. A grown man wishing that somebody hold me. Never knew my daddy, so nobody showed me. Taught me how to walk through the storm when your heart feel heavy and it's hard and you feeling lonely. But low key, high priest got the keys to the kingdom. High key, low enough to bring him, and I need all of what he bringing. I might go off the deep end, I just need another reason, I've been doing better than I was before. I walk with the limp, cause I've been wrestling with the Holy Ghost. Deep into this pit, but still somehow I keep on floating on. Thought I lost my grip, but God reminded me He's holding on.
Go off the deep end. Give me a reason. I've been trying not to go off the deep end. Give me a reason. I've been trying not to.
Where my crown was, I'll be weak, but I'm alive from the dust until dawn. Yeah, I'll survive, cause I got sweet victory. Nobody can take it from me. Sweet victory, cause I got sweet victory. Yeah.
You see me lippin', I know you see me lippin'. You can't tell on these CDs, well, bro, I'm knee deep in it. I'm waiting in my weakness, he may be deep in it. I be lying through my teeth to say I don't resent it. Even as I write these lines, I'm close to tears. My body ain't been working right for 7 years. So miss me with that, keep your chin up, try to smile. Bro, I'm 26, I should feel better by a mile. Keep all your anecdotes and cute quotes. I'll pass on cliches for true hopes. It's too dope.
I feel thorns where my crown was. I'll be weak, but I'm alive from the dust until dawn. Yeah, I'll survive, cause I got sweet victory. Nobody can take it from me. Sweet victory, cause I got sweet victory, yeah.
Toast to the king, cheers to the ceiling. Feeling good, we gon' make it to the finish.
Yes. Sweet victory,
you hear me? Ali, if you feel me. Yeah, we still running even though we limping.
Yes. Sweet victory,
cause we winning. Yeah, you know we winning. Even though we winning, we still in it.
Yes. Sweet victory,
cause we winning. Yeah, you know we winning, now we living.
Sweet victory.
They see me on the stage, they like that boy the man. They hear play on them songs, they clapping in them stands. They like, I bet you got a lot of them stats from rubber bands. So when I say it's been a half few years, they think I'm playing. But You don't know my life, boy. You don't know my life, boy. You don't know what it's been like on my wife. Don't know my fight, boy. Been in them trenches, steady trying to fight my foes. And when I couldn't fight no more, he rolled it. I know I can't bear it. I feel thorns where my crown was.
What's up, everybody?
But I'm alive from the dust until dawn. Yeah, I'll survive.
Welcome.
Cause I got sweet victory. Nobody can take it from me. Sweet victory. Cause I got sweet victory. Yeah. Toast to the king. Cheers to the ceiling, feeling good. We gon' make it to the finish. Sweet victory. You hear me? Holla if you feel me. We still running even though we're limping. Sweet victory.
Oh, what a good song. All right. Welcome, guys, to the Crusade Cast. This is your favorite host, The Reaper. And let me get on here and get rid of this. So, guys, I think tonight, and excuse me, my throat for whatever reason, I'm still recovering, but I've come leaps and bounds already by a couple of days after being on that antibiotic. So I had bronchitis, guys. So it's been slowing down how many videos I can do, because I was actually trying to start getting. Excuse me. I was actually starting to get to the point to where I was going to start recording again the way that I used to. So anyways, I do apologize about that. Now, I don't know if any of you guys had seen what was in the background as far as what we're going to be using or what we're going to be going over tonight. So I just want to make sure. So this is the input microphone. No. I want this. There we go. So this here, tonight's going to be about AI data centers. And the reason why I chose to do AI data centers, about AI data centers is because I actually was watching a interview today by Tucker Carlson with Kevin O'Leary, or Larry, however you want to pronounce it. And he brought up actually a disturbing thing about these AI data centers. So we're going to watch a couple of small little clips with Tucker Carlson, and then I'm going to kind of go into these data centers. But before I do that, so let me get my little camera on there. So I just wanted to see here, so you guys can see here, because he is going to mention, I don't know if he mentions it in one of these clips, I think he does, how many data centers we have here in the United States. It's 4,011 data centers. So we just want to make sure that you're aware of how many data centers are here, because I think they're going to mention it. And it's very important because, you know, they said thousands, and I'm just like, well, what the heck does that mean? You know, how many thousand? What's the significance of this? So I just want to make sure you have the actual number so you can see here. I'm going to keep this up, but let's go into it. So I'm going to mute my mic for a little bit, and I'm going to play this for a little so you guys can hear it, okay?
So you're doing this because it's a business opportunity, but also because China doesn't want you to do it. Why would China not want data centers built in the United States?
Because we're in a competition for AI compute. The nation that has the best AI models will be the winner of future wars. It'll have the most productive economy. We already know now, just looking at earnings that are coming out as we speak, you know, Tucker, the earnings this quarter are unprecedented in terms of how good they are, because somehow, very quickly, and this is probably just serendipitous luck for this administration, AI compute is now being implemented in all 11 sectors of our economy, and it's enhancing both productivity and margin. So these companies are making a lot more money than they were anticipated to, because AI is very productive. And people debate about the job shift and everything else, but the fact is the economy is on fire, even at a time when we have conflict. So if I were the Chinese, the last thing I want in America is the 5 or 6 tech companies that are competing with me on DeepSeek having more compute capacity. I want to shut down every single proposal for every single data center in every single state. And I want agitators. I want paid protesters. I want environmentalists. I want to shut it all down so that they can't train their models as fast as I can. Meanwhile, the Chinese just built, in terms of new power in the last 18 months, 400 gigawatts of new power, all with coal burning turbines. Coal. You know, they're not worried about the environment. The big guy over there says, build one here and then stick it.
Mr. Oberweis, are you blind or ignorant to what Trump is doing to the United States? I'm a transgender woman. I can't believe you support Donald Trump. Thanks, Jenna. Not sure I approve your message, but I approve this message.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
A data center beside it so I can train my DeepSeek model faster. And you've heard it from the Anthropic CEO this week. He came out, the stereo guy, and said, hey, they're going to catch up in 6 months. So everybody wake up and smell what's going on here. And I started to dig in the last week, looking at all of these strings that are attacking the Utah proposal and the one I got up in Alberta. I'm going to where I can find power and developing these things. And I want the Chinese to see what we're doing. We're coming after you, buddy.
Can I ask? I've got a million questions, but let's just start with the competition between the U.S. and China on AI. If data centers are the key to AI, why has China built so few of them?
Oh, no.
So I think there are about 365 data centers in China, almost 4,000 in the United States. So clearly they haven't prevented us from building data centers. What do you think that is?
Okay, let me walk you through the math of the last, this is moving very, very quickly, but the data centers of even 24 months ago were 100 megawatt facilities. And they were useful for cloud storage, like your Excel files and all the rest of that. They were useful for just basic compute and storage of data. But then when these models started emerging, such as we have going with Anthropic or Gemini, and any of them, Grok, all of it, and all of the tools built on top of them, the amount of compute power geometrically grew. And it was no longer 100 megawatts. The minimum was 250 megawatts. Then 4 months later, the minimum was 500 megawatts.
Yes.
Wait, here it comes. And then 2 months after that, it was 1 gigawatt. Now, try and get a gigawatt out of the American grid or the Canadian grid or the Mexican grid. Not a chance in hell. We're tapped out. So the Chinese were building these 1 gigawatt facilities. So it doesn't matter about the number of facilities. It matters how many are gigawatt plus for training AI models, because you need a lot of compute for the modern day chip. And this technology is advancing very, very quickly. So it's the size of the large ones are the ones that they're beating us on, not the small 100 megawatts. Nobody cares about those anymore. You can't train anything on that. So we're competing now for campuses, 10,000 acres and more at a time. And that's where the Chinese are kicking our asses.
So you said you will go wherever the energy is, but I thought you're bringing your own energy to the project. Can you explain how you're going to power this?
Sure, that's a good question. You need.
All right. So, I wanted to see that clip. There is a clip that I wanted to catch. I don't think I was able to find, unfortunately. Because he kind of goes into, he kind of goes into the powers of blah. So let me go in here. Let me see. Machines become more efficient. So I was trying to find where he actually talks about what's going to happen, like what this tech can do. And I think it was Kevin, or it might have just been Tucker in one of his monologues, in his monologue. But these other two clips I want you guys to see. I'm going to mute my mic briefly so you can hear a little bit of what's going on, and then I can address them.
Of new tech. Think about if you and I, because we were actually around in the late 80s contemplating what new jobs would be created by the internet.
So before we do that, this here is it's about new jobs that this would create, or at least I believe so. Or he's about to explain potential areas, but then I think he's also going to explain how people freak out about technology, because I don't believe I think his answer was pretty briefly that they don't know what kind of new jobs are going to be there. And I just want to make sure you guys have a chance to hear this before I really go in on it.
Internet. And look at what's happened. It's created millions of jobs and advanced all kinds of technologies and changed the way we live to the better. And I would say to you, the same angst we had, the same narrative that was going on in 1992 about how the internet is going to wipe out the economy and it's a bad thing and it's dangerous. Of course, people loathe change. That's the nature of
Do you
how it
think
is.
that the United States is a happier country than it was in 1992?
What define happy? What does that mean?
I don't know. How about the suicide rate or the addiction rate or the life expectancy? Those are all
Yes, I
upside
mean,
down.
look, there's lots of social issues, and there always has been. I would remind you, though,
But they've gotten worse at exactly the period in history that the internet was formed and then seemed to infuse every part of our lives. So if you were worried about the effect of the internet in 1992 on America, looking back from the vantage of 2026, you could say, yeah, I had good reason to be worried.
So, I mean, as you can see, guys, I mean, Kevin makes a good point as far as, hey, people always freak out when something new is about to come out, when new technology is getting ready to be brought out, because they don't know what jobs are going to be canceled, or if they know the jobs that are going to be canceled or eliminated, they don't know what jobs it's going to bring to the table. So, and those valid points, right? You want to know the jobs that are going to be eliminated, things like that. So this next clip here, I believe, is the section where he kind of goes into the jobs that are going to be eliminated, and I want you guys to hear it and kind of hear a little bit, and then we're going to go into it, okay?
Said this will create AI will create millions of new jobs. You're
yes,
part
it
of the
will.
basis of AI. You can't have AI without data centers, at least right now. So what are those millions of jobs? Because we can go through the list that the creators, the people who actually are making AI right now, developing it, we can go through a list of jobs they say it's going to eliminate, which would be like lawyers and financial planners and like the basis of upper middle class America. That's going away. They've said this. What will it be replaced by?
My wife called me lazy because I never do the things I say I'll do. I thought it was depression. We were both wrong.
It'll be replaced by new science opportunities, new exploration into space, new manufacturing for robotics, for defense as well. Wars in the future probably aren't going to be fought with people getting shot in the flesh. It'll be one set of robots against another. I think the drone technology will advance, the manufacturing of surveillance, all that stuff against our enemies, which notably is basically China. So if you think about how you debate the data center, I think it's fair to do that, what you're doing. But I would be very concerned if I were living in Taiwan that one day my electricity just goes out and I get invaded by basically robotics and high precision ordnance. And that's what China wants, and they want to get there first. Now, if we don't get there first, if we don't develop something better than their AI, and our ability to be predictive on where these conflicts are going to happen, I think we'll be in a bad place in 20 years. And so,
okay, but I think it's very revealing that I asked you about jobs in the United States and you went immediately to defending Taiwan in the
well,
South China
we
Sea.
manufacture the equipment here, Tucker. That's
Okay,
where it's made.
But I'm okay. Well, actually, a lot of this is made in China, as I know you know. So
but that's my whole point. I don't want to do that anymore.
Okay,
I want to start making it here. I want to do advanced robotics.
Amen. I totally agree. But the promise of AI and robotics is that the robots will make the products of the future. So how exactly does that result in American jobs?
If you're
and
in the
more
camp
specifically,
that
what are
says
those? What are
every
you
job
talking
is
about when you
replaced by a machine? I don't buy that. I just don't agree with you because it's never happened.
I'm not saying I don't want that to happen. Trust me. I'm really worried about it, almost panicked. But I'm trying to feel better. Okay, then please make me feel better. Where are these million of new jobs. What specifically are you talking about?
Well, every time technology advances, it creates new opportunities that were not foreseen prior because you don't know the direction of new tech. Think about if you and I, because we were actually around in the late 80s contemplating
Yep.
what new jobs would be created by the internet.
So, woo, excuse me. So as you can see there, guys, I wanted to do those videos. I wanted to do them, and let me get rid of this for the time being. And you know what? Actually, before I do that, let's look at what I have up here because I would like people to know. So, AI data centers. What are AI data centers? All right. So, AI data centers are specialized facilities designed to support the unique demands of artificial intelligent workloads. These centers house advanced IT infrastructure, including high performance computing, scalable storage, and resilient networking to train, deploy, and deliver AI applications efficiently. Unlike traditional data centers, AI data centers are optimized for high intensity tasks such as machine learning, deep learning, and generative AI. They rely on advancing hardware like GPUs, TPUs, and NPUs, which enable parallel processing and accelerate AI computations. This infrastructure ensures faster data processing, real-time analytics, and seamless scalability. So I just wanted you guys to know what an AI data center is. What's the purpose of an AI data center? I think it kind of was already there, but just in case, AI data centers are specialized and designed to train and run large-scale artificial intelligence and machine learning models. The information they process comes from a combination of public, licensed, and proprietary data sets, which are stored, managed, and processed using high performance computing infrastructure. Public available data. Many AI models are trained on open data sets from the internet, including text, images, audio, and video. These can come from public domain sources, open government databases, scientific repositories, and community-driven projects. Examples include open source image datasets, Wikipedia text, and public research archives. Licensed and commercial data. AI companies often purchase or license data sets from third financial transactions, satellite imagery, or proprietary language corpora. Licensing ensures legal access and compliance with copyright and privacy laws. Okay, so you're kind of getting a little bit of what it does, or what's the purpose of it, and then what jobs are actually at risk. Now you heard him kind of go into a little bit of the jobs that are going to be at risk. So it says here, all data centers are driving mass investment in computing infrastructure, but they are also displacing certain roles, especially in data center operations, customer service, and entry-level technical positions. So I mean, this is going to be quite a bit of jobs here, guys. So, and the thing that I don't like is we're really pushing this data center. Like we really are, and our data number, like I stated before, is 4011. And what I do every time I come here, even though this has nothing to do with the topic. Yep, there it is. Whoop, boom. So I always look and see where we're at. Anybody who knows when I do stuff. So this always says 90 something. I don't know if it's actually at 90 something. Let me take a look. Okay, so maybe it actually is at night. Hey, go back. So maybe it actually is at 90 something. I always like to look because you never know. You never know where you're at. So 94. I think this is actually the one that I typically go with. So we're at 94 today. So that's not bad actually. It's gone down. We'll see what happens. So anyways, let me get this up. Hey, I didn't even realize LJ is on. Hey, man, how you doing?
Well, somebody, brother.
Yo, give me 1 second here. I don't know why. I hear you, but it's coming through. It's coming through my TV speaker. I don't understand why it would do that. Let me say something to me. I still don't hear you. Let me say something again.
What's
There we
going
go.
on?
There
What's
we go.
going on?
Hey man, I am recording already. Just giving you a heads up because I know you jumped in. So I already went over a
Yeah,
couple of videos for AI data centers. I didn't know when you jumped in. I don't know what if there's anything
I
that
was
you're curious.
I was listening.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Were you able to hear the videos too or no?
No, I came after.
Oh, okay. Okay. So then that way that kind of gives me a glimpse of or an idea of where you're at. So, are you familiar with those AI data centers that are built here in America and kind of what they're doing, why people are upset about them?
No, this is all new to me. That's why I jumped on when you said you was going to talk about it.
Oh, okay, sweet. So, well, I'm kind of a little, I just read what it was a little bit ago, and all of that sounds like scientific or upper echelon gobbledygoo is what I call it. So, in layman's terms,
Mhm.
when I was watching Tucker Carlson, his interview with Kevin O'Leary or O'Leary, however you want to pronounce his name. So Kevin is under contract right now in, I think he said it was Utah, to go ahead and build one of the biggest, if not the biggest, data center that is actually that's going to be available to us. So just so you know, there's over 4,000 data centers. I actually just looked it up. It's 4,011. So
Don't don't they have one over here in Gainesville?
they could. I didn't look up all the locations. It would not surprise me if Florida has a few. I mean, with 4,011 data centers, it wouldn't surprise me if we had a few here. But I mean, at least minimum one. But
Yeah.
so Kevin goes into he has a section. It was either him or Tucker Carlson that in his video he explains kind of what they can do with these data centers. And one of the things that I don't like, because he actually states that these data centers are being militarized, and he was stating that the way that they can use these data centers, and even Kevin was explaining this a little bit, where he states that the reason why it's important that we continue to build data centers and that we continue to push the technology and that we continue to advance that area is because of China. So China has, I guess, made, I think it's 300 and something data centers. And the reason why China is doing it, and he says it's so imperative, is because if we do not continue to push in this area and this technology, then according to Kevin, he's like, well, then the Chinese will be able to essentially manipulate everything that you watch. They'll be able to manipulate you without you knowing it. They'll be able to spy on you. They'll be able to control all sorts of aspects in your life, because many people live on social media. That when you watch TV, they can twist what you're watching. There's a lot that these data centers are, the technology here is going to allow them to do. So Kevin's thing is, look, I don't want China to have that kind of power. I don't want them to be able to manipulate us. I don't want them to be able to spy on us and do all these things. So I would rather America build all these data centers. I would rather America have this kind of technology, because this technology can lead us into victories in future wars. It can lead us into giving people, our enemies, misinformation, all sorts of stuff. And so essentially these data centers, and Tucker brings this point up, well, the question now comes down to, well, if the Chinese can do that using their data centers, then what's to stop the American government and privatized companies who are bankrolling these data centers to spying and manipulating on us? And
Yeah.
Kevin's argument is just like, well, now you got to kind of see, like, now you got to see who do you want to have the power. He's like, the America has courts, it has laws, it has systems set up in place to kind of make sure and regulate all this. So he says, I trust America more than I trust China. Okay, to your credit, we do have laws and things that are set up, but we actually need people that are willing to enforce these laws and people that are actually willing to look into this situation to see if we really are being spied on. And if the government and privatized companies both have a hand in it, who's really going to be monitoring this great power that they're now building?
What's this show called? There's a show I watched, right? It's called was it Person of Interest? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, where the guy is like he fakes his death, or people think he's dead, and he's funded by like this really wealthy guy to go after certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you remember how basically it was like the technology that everybody was trying to get their hands on because of what that technology could, but instead the guy had it powered to where it moved itself so that way nobody could have control of it.
I don't remember it all, but yeah, I mean, I can't imagine that's not part of the story.
Because I don't think it, regardless in whose hands it is, history has shown us or continues to show that it's not good in nobody's hands.
No, I mean it's true
because there's many ways whoever has it could weaponize it.
Yeah. No, I mean
if they have
you're 100% correct. I'm trying to see if I can get both of us up here because for whatever reason it's not allowing me to. I'm gonna mess with this format in a minute, but anyways, no, I mean you're exactly right. And the thing that really is annoying me is the fact of and I'm processing as I'm talking because I'm actually thinking about what to say, because the truth is I understand the argument from, if we don't have control of it, our enemies have control of it. If our enemies have control of it, they can definitely they will 100% cause more havoc than good. But at the same point in time, I also am very aware that our government is not above manipulating the citizenry so that they become dumber, and so that they continue to attack each other, so that the government can get away with things while people aren't watching. So to me, this is an overall issue, because it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't, damn if you don't. And this kind of reminds me of like the presidency elections. It's like, well, which one's the lesser of two evils? Is this even really a good situation to be in? I would like to say, well, one side is supposed to be really good and has nothing but our best interests at heart. But anybody who's been paying attention to any kind of, recent events from either of the presidents in our recent history will tell you that no, they don't have our best interests at heart. And as a matter of fact, each side is always spewing crap, about the other side. And granted, they may have some valid points, but still, if it's the lesser of two evils, and I get the argument, it's still evil that winds up getting it at the end of the day. So why do I feel any more happy that we'll have it and not our enemies? So yeah, it's just like it gets tiring of these arguments, And the issue with this kind of technology, and I didn't realize we had 4011. The issue with this technology, and I'm not sure if you're familiar with, it's replacing jobs. So I don't know if you've heard of I think they stated, because I looked it up a little while ago, I think it was 4,000 jobs that Meta wound up firing because their AI program is now getting off the ground. And Meta is one of the companies that is actually bankrolling these data centers. They're one of the companies that is bankrolling it. There's like 4 or 5 companies. Amazon's part of it, Google, Meta, Oracle, I think was the other one. And I think there's like another 1 or 2 that are all helping to bankroll this.
Eventually, jobs are going to get harder to find. Like me, for instance, I've had one job interview since I got back from the army.
Dude, yeah, they're canceling. Well, here's the thing: these jobs that it's canceling are actually middle to upper middle class jobs. Eventually, they're gonna start. You know, you already see it with like McDonald's and stuff like that, where you have self
Mhm.
checkouts, and with Walmart, you have self checkouts. So these are eliminating human positions. But as these data centers continue to continue to get
Come
more
on.
and more advanced, what's to stop them from starting to create robotics that's going to eventually replace human positions?
Oh, I mean, we already have self-cleaning robots in the stores, so
I haven't seen that. Do they really?
yeah. When you go to Sam's Club or I think Lowe's has some.
No way, dude. That's crazy. I mean, it's cool,
Because
but it's
you,
not. You know?
because you remember, because you remember when people used to be on the machines and they're going aisle per aisle cleaning
Mhm.
the. Yeah, there's robots now.
Man, yeah, and it's not looking good because Tucker Carlson was stating that. He's like, "Well, what's going to happen with the jobs?" He's like, "Because you have a lot of people that they're losing their jobs. These data centers are affecting some of these areas because the problem with these data centers is they require a lot of power, a lot of energy. And what winds up happening is if it taps into the power grid that's already there, a lot of times it drains it a lot. And one of them, I believe, Tucker was talking about Nevada, where they have a data
Mhm.
center that they're trying to get approved to build, and they were already giving out like warnings because that power grid over there, if that data center is built, all of the power coming from that company is going to be strictly used for that data center. So all of these residential homes or commercial places that were getting power from it, they said unfortunately that data centers, it takes up too much power. They won't be able to power the data center and continue to power all of the people that they were. So it's essentially saying, hey, here's a year or two notice, because once that data center is up and running, I can't help you anymore. You got to get your power somewhere else. But the last I checked, these power plants where people get their power from, they're all government ran, I thought, because here in Florida they are. You have FPL, you have Lee County Utilities. Everything seems to be county, like local county or local government related. So I don't even know how that's going to affect worldwide if they continue to build these centers. And they're saying that some of these centers may actually wind up skyrocketing the water bill. I mean, Tucker was asking Kevin, hey, well, what about excuse me? Well, what about the water bill for the state? If the state's water bill goes up, will you wind up paying for it? And he was like, well, he's like, I would assume if the water bill goes up and it's because of us, then yeah, we would be financially responsible. And it's because of they would be using the water to essentially try to cool down the data center because they need some sort of cooling system. But he said he of course, Kevin doesn't know, what type of system they're going to do because his knowledge only goes so far. Then the experts have to come in, and then the tenants have to tell them, hey, well, this is the kind of system we're going with. If it's going to be a cooling system, if it's going to be an air cooled system, if it's going to be water based, etc. So we're going to find out. But apparently these data centers, man, they're everywhere they seem to go. Like they're making huge hits, and that's another problem. Along with these jobs, these jobs that they're taking away, and people are panicking. But Kevin was like, hey, look, everybody panics whenever something new comes out, where it's potentially going to cost people jobs. But he's like, guess what? When the internet came out, they were panicking. They were this and that. Look at what's happened now. Millions of jobs have come out, since the internet came out. He's like, and they've used the internet to do so much more. Now he can't tell you what jobs are going to, open up because he's not 100% sure, but he can go over like some of the advancements that he thinks are going to happen, some of the areas that are going to grow. But, he thinks people's panic is not justified. What are your thoughts?
Um, I mean, change is always different. We never know. We never know what's really happening when it comes to change until it actually happens. Because look at where we're at now. Nobody thought after COVID we would be back to how somewhat how it used to be. But it's just that inflation really hit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if it opens jobs more than it takes away, then that's good. I guess time will tell, if anything. But as for right now, we're in the unknown and we don't know what's going on because there are people who are really trying to have a hard time finding jobs.
Yeah, I mean, well, the scary thing about this is it's attacking the middle class too. And I guess the scary thing is because what makes America, and at least one of the things that a lot of people state that makes America great is the ability for, the lower class to actually move up into the middle class and then the middle class to be able to eventually move up into the upper class. And I'm using class as just I watch a lot of anime, so but what I'm trying to say is like there's mobility. There's ways to move out of lower income to middle income and then middle income to upper income. If they're attacking a lot of mid to upper mid level jobs, that's essentially attacking the income mobility scale. And these are jobs that are, these aren't really jobs that that aren't bigger fields. And it's a concern because if they're already trying to make a gap between if they're trying to destroy the upper middle class and the middle class, and they're trying to make the upper class a lot more unattainable, that becomes a problem because you already have a lot of people in America. The average that they stated that most Americans, that they barely have, that 50% of Americans have like $500 in their bank accounts, and that's 50%, and then they're actually estimating another 20% actually has no savings account. So one of the things that keeps the dream alive in many people's minds, and what motivates them is the fact that you have financial mobility. It's the fact that one day you could be like the NBA players, these NFL players. You could be like these attorneys. You can be like these doctors. You could be like these entrepreneurs, people that came from nothing and wound up taking a risk and are now multimillionaires to billionaires. So when you start hearing a lot of these middle class jobs to upper middle are going to be taken and are going to be eliminated, that to me actually affects the American dream to an extent, if there even is still such a thing.
The American dream is a facade.
Well, at one point it existed. Are you saying like now it doesn't? You saying like now because of the way things are and the turns that America has taken, that it's more of a facade nowadays because realistically, with
I
inflation
mean,
and all the other things, it's not obtainable anymore?
I feel like it was kind of easy, not easier, but more more so in sight for a lot of people. But in reality, it's just a dream that they tell you. You know what I'm saying? So that way you could just you could chase, but in reality, it's like a lot of people lose what they want in reality because they are chasing that American dream and they never get to grasp it because they are chasing what they quote unquote think the American dream is.
Yeah, I mean, I would actually agree with you that in today's day and age, that it is more of a facade, because back in the day, you can afford a good living with one paycheck. I actually looked up what the average cost of a house was back in the day. I think in the 1950s, 1960s, what the average cost of a house was, what your annual income was, compared to like where we're at today. The fact that you could work one job and be able to afford a family and be able to afford a car, a house, take vacations, and then also be able to put money away in a savings account. And then back in the day, banks actually used to give you, several percent on top of the money you're putting in there because it was an incentive for you to actually put your money in there. Nowadays, I mean, look at where we're at. Like your standard bank account is like less than 1%. Nowadays with inflation and everything, you need two paychecks just to barely make ends meet on the lower scale, depending on what you guys are doing. So to me, it feels like the American dream is much further now than it's ever been, and that's if it's even in sight for some of the folks. Because I would say most people probably, depending on where they're at, they may not even have a chance at it.
Yeah.
And it sucks because these data centers are essentially telling you that your government's going to be able to spy on you and do all these things, and it's like, well, what are you going to do about it? It's like, what are you going to do about it? And then, when your country goes to war and it's a war you don't agree with, and probably the majority of Americans don't agree with, what are you going to do about it? That's kind of, and it's sad. It's kind of where it's at now. It's kind of where it's at. And these data centers, they're giving the government more and more power. And I mean, let's not lie to each other. You and I have cell phones. How many times do you talk about something around your cell phone and it pops up?
Frequently, very often.
Yeah. So I mean, they're talking about being able to spy on you on a whole other level. They're talking about being able to make sure that certain things pop up on your algorithm, which to an extent they already do. But what are these data centers doing? They're allowing AI to get even more smart, to run faster. And my biggest concern, and I know that this might be a little bit of a doomsday theory, but my biggest concern is, we call AI artificial intelligence for a reason, and they keep boosting the things that AI can do. I mean, it kind of makes you a little nervous after watching Terminator movies. Is any of this AI stuff ever going to become self-aware? Are we going to make it so advanced that they finally start turning on us? Because, I mean, dude, if you look at these robots that they're starting to create, and we all know why they're starting to create some of these robots. One, it's to get rid of jobs, but two, they were talking about, I think it's like 60 to 70% of men are celibate. So that there's a big market out there that if you can make female robots look super realistic, imagine the harm that's going to do to society. Imagine how hard that's going to be for society, because that's essentially going to tell men you don't need biological women unless you want to have kids. You can create your own woman. She stays home all the time. Now, granted, I'm not saying every guy wants their woman to stay home, but what I'm saying is it's going to be a peaceful aspect, and you're going to be able to get off to this thing for that's like the nicest way I know how to put it. I honestly, dude, it does sometimes worry me that the things that the government is willing to push just to stay on top really does worry me sometimes about the risks they're taking. I mean, do you ever have any thoughts on it?
No, I mean, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. I mean, it's like they already told us in iRobot. It's only a matter of time before iRobot happens.
Well, let's hope we're not around for it. Although I have a feeling we're gonna wake up one day and we're all gonna have robots hunting us down. And it sounds silly, right? It really does, until you start looking into what these data centers do, the fact that they're replacing jobs, the fact that they're coming out with robots that are essentially doing many people's jobs already, but they're not even human looking. The fact that even Kevin stated himself that, warfare for countries is going to come down to robotics at some point. It's going to come down to who has the better robotics, who has the better kind of information, who has the better technology. And to an extent, that's already true now, but we don't have the robots to fight in the front line, at least nothing that we've seen. But eventually, he's not wrong about that. And that actually should really concern people, because if they start really doing military grade robots, and I mean robots that can literally carry weapons, and they have everything to hunt you, and they know all your weaknesses and this and that, and they're like the apex predator when it comes to how they're programmed and stuff. That should freak people out, because if the government can create it, and the government can make something like that, what makes you think that the AI may never become self-aware and decide to take it upon itself to start hunting whoever it wants? Like, that's I don't know, man. And I know I'm kind of getting a little crazy here, at least at the moment, because I don't think they have anything like that. But if you've seen Terminator, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But that's nor here nor there. I wanted to do something about these AI centers because realistically, I saw how they're affecting people, their jobs. Obviously, like I said, I looked up the average person's bank account, and it's a scary thought when you really think that most Americans, or at least half of the country, has $500 or less in their bank account, man. Um, and here's the thing, I would actually argue with people that they've tricked American citizens into being different kind of slaves. So if you think you're free, you're really not, because the slavery now it's the illusion of freedom.
Hmm.
It's the illusion that that you have the ability to make certain choices. And to be honest, what I think, and if I was an elitist, if I could be honest with you, what I would be funding if I was an elitist and I had the money and I was this kind of person, which I'm not, but if I was an elitist and I had this kind of money and I wanted to stay in power, what I would be throwing my money on now to go ahead and really make sure my power stays, I would be funding a way to link human minds to these virtual reality games.
Games.
So
Oh,
that
you talking about Ready Player One? That's gonna happen.
well, I don't know what Ready Player One is. I can
What?
only compare it with an anime that I've seen, like Sword
Watch
Art
it.
Online and stuff like that, where they have a
Yeah.
machine, they put it on your head, but your brain actually links to the machine, and everything feels real.
Yeah.
Um,
Watch Ready Player One.
okay, so you're kind of stating what I'm thinking. I'll watch it definitely, but that's kind of what I would be doing. I would be investing everything into that. Because the minute you have people, especially the lower class, that can invest all their time in there, and that they can live a luxury life in there, they won't care what's going on in the real world too much. They'll only show up to work. They'll do what they need to do to be able to pay the bills, to turn the lights on, keep the lights running, and keep themselves somewhat healthy. But then they'll jump in to the online world, and that online world will consume everything, because in that online world you can make money. It's easier. You can actually you'll actually think that you feel what it's like to live these rich lifestyles. Man, that's honestly that's where I would be putting all of my money into, and that's probably what these AI data centers are going to be helping to do at some point. They're probably setting it up for something big, and we just don't know it. And that actually really does concern me, because let's not lie, man. You know how I get when it comes to Grand Theft Auto, and I'm not even, I'm,
I,
huh?
I think Grand Theft Auto is probably gonna be set up for Ready Player One.
I think one of the Grand Theft Autos will be. I definitely do. I haven't seen, like I said, I haven't seen the movie, but there's a lot that they can do, and Grand Theft Auto. I'll be honest with you, man. If they ever did something like that where your mind can hook up to it, let me tell you, man, I don't know too many people who wouldn't go spending a lot of their money on there. There's going to be a lot of small fortunes being spent on GTA to feel like they're living the high life. Because GTA, even now in GTA 5, can you imagine if you could actually control your person, and that it was actually you that was there? I mean, that would be kind of wild. You can run your own drug empire, you can do your own heists, you have futuristic cars that fly. You can have a submarine, that goes around. Like, I mean, think about it, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
because
that's crazy.
technically speaking, from the things I've read or from like being in the GTA page, this is supposed to be the last GTA, supposedly. I don't know
That's
how
what they're
true that
saying.
is.
Yeah, that is what they're saying. I've at least read that. I mean, they can always change their mind at any time, and I mean, that's nor here nor there, because I highly doubt the GTA will ever be 100% done. As long as they're ever able to make money, they will. But I mean, look at how long we had GTA 5. They're probably thinking, look, if I can make a GTA game where I can just constantly do updates and maybe open up different cities and different maps, or do special events where it's going to keep everybody happy. I don't even need to do another game after this, and that's probably
I
what they
think
mean.
I think that's what they're gonna do. To
That,
be
that's
honest with you,
that's what I think too. I think that they're going to make that game so massive, that like the people on PC are going to be able to get the full benefits, but it's going to take up. I have a feeling it's going to take up 2, 3, maybe 400 gigs of memory when they finally get all of it completed the way they want to. I think when it comes out, it might take up maybe 100, 200 gigs easy. But I think when they finally get it up to where they want and where they're going to have different cities, different maps, all that, I think it'll probably easily take anywhere between 400 to 500 gigs. If it takes 1 terabyte, man, I'm going to be so pissed. I just got the terabyte added to this laptop, so
yeah,
I,
yeah, because what you gonna call it? Yeah, because what you're saying, I think they will implement something like that. So it makes sense. I really think because they did say they want to focus more on the Red Dead Redemption franchise.
ooh, they want to focus on Red Dead Redemption?
hmm That's what
Oh,
I heard. That's what I heard. I don't know how true. Like I said,
man. If
I
if
don't.
that's accurate, they just made Big Daddy happy.
I don't work inside of GTA, so I don't know how accurate. I don't know how accurate these things are from
Man,
their.
if that's accurate, I would be very happy. I love Red Dead Redemption 2. I honestly think that they just didn't take their time and do enough with it. Cause
Well,
I love Western
Red,
games.
Red Dead Redemption 2 was pretty good because what you will call it. So supposedly with GTA 6, you saw how that interactive stuff for Red Dead Redemption 2.
Mhm.
It's basically how they're making it on GTA 6 engine a lot more because remember GTA 6 was supposed to drop um last month, not last month, last year. Sorry.
I was gonna say, I'm like, I didn't know it was last month. Oh, was it supposed to drop last year? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they were supposed to drop last year, because I'm guessing you don't know how many times GTA 6 been delayed, do you?
No, I have no idea, man. I
Yeah.
just know that they've been in the works.
Yeah, GTA 6 been delayed at least a good couple times.
How dare those jerks get my hopes up that many times? Well, I actually didn't know about it, so
Yeah, but
oh, man.
it's officially confirmed that it's coming out November 19th.
Hmm. And I might take, depending on when November 19th is, I might take that day off, so that way we can do a session on that. Man, GTA 6 is gonna be big, man. I am looking forward to GTA 6. Like I said, I'm starting to put a little bit of a piggy bank away, so I can have a little bit to dish out on it, and that even depends on what they have available. Because when it comes out, they're gonna have some stuff, but they're not gonna have. At least I don't think they're gonna have online that they're gonna have a bunch of stuff. If it's just gonna be story mode, then I probably won't worry about anything
Oh,
until
I thought
online
you
comes
went
out.
outside because I didn't see them.
Hmm?
Yeah, because I see them. Hold on, give me a second. I
Yeah,
see
yeah.
them over there looking at the door. There you go. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're good, man. But yeah,
Yeah.
dude, I'm looking forward to it. But I will say that I will have that little chunk so that online comes. We got this, man. I'm looking forward to it. And there's like now that I got because I don't know if I told you I got the M.2 drive for the laptop. So I
Mm-hmm.
finally have pretty much all the games downloaded on there now. So anything that we decide we're gonna play from here on out in the future, I can just jump right on. I don't need to be like, oh, let me download it. Now I gotta update it and all.
You gotta send me that so I can get it for mine.
So what the M.2 drive?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, dude. It like you just gotta see if you're do you have a laptop or a PC?
I have a PC.
if your PC takes an M.2 drive, yeah, I'll send you the one I got, or I can send you a picture of the one I got, and you can let me know how you like it. But
You
I
got it
find
off Amazon, right?
no, I got it at Best Buy.
Yeah, send me the link so I can look into it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, man. I'll definitely do that. Like it seems to be working great. I haven't played too many games just yet. I haven't had the time, but so I don't want to weaver too much off topic because I know tonight I was trying to keep it on the AI data centers.
I
But
mean, it is AI because let's be real, like uh, let's be real, all the AI stuff that we're talking about is basically what is going to be on GTA 6 because all the interactive interactions are basically based off not what do you call it, NPCs, and the NPCs are going to be so advanced you're basically interacting with an AI.
I look forward to it. I mean, but
Because
you're not wrong.
because one of the things they're saying is like now if you go rob a store, or you create chaos, the NPCs will remember your character, and they
Oh,
and they
that'd
will
be cool.
and they will call the police. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you know what? Yeah, it is getting to be a little.
So this is the AI's talk still.
Man, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, dude, AI is getting crazy, man, and that's just part of the stuff with the games. That's not even reaching what they're going to be able to do in real life and what they're probably already doing now, man. It's been crazy, and and that's not even touching all the other stuff that's going on. I mean, you still have oil that's a little up, but have you noticed the gas prices have been dropping and going up? Because the gas here, dude, it was at $5
My
and
gosh.
it was at $5.60 for premium
Oh, okay,
here.
for premium. Okay.
Yeah, well, that's what my car takes. So
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I've
I
been
mean,
at
my
five.
goodness.
Yeah, and the regular gas has been like $4.60. Now it dropped. Premium dropped to I think it's like $4 or I think it's in the lower fives. I think is where it's at now, or mid
Uh,
fours.
my buddy did tell me it is dropping.
And here's the crazy thing, and I don't know if you saw the last video that I put out, because I essentially I finally just shared all of the thoughts that I have on Democrats, Republicans, can they coexist, all that other stuff. Um, and I'll be honest with you, man, with all this war stuff going on, and with how crazy the gas prices are, this is the reason why you have Americans. They're even if you're at favor with the war, if half of your population doesn't even have $500 in their bank account, how is increasing gas prices by $100 sometimes or more helping the greater picture?
They don't care about that.
And that's the thing. But how do you incite a country to violence or to uprising from within? Because America right now, we're not at that state where we're used to having the government tell everybody what to do and we're just supposed to kneel. We're kind of getting there, but we're not there yet. So I know that they're doing everything they can to kind of beat it in people's minds that the government is all powerful and that you do what the government states, and that if you don't do what the government states, then they're just going to lock you up. And they get away with it from time to time. They do, but you get a big enough of a case, and their plans are quickly, thwarted because they're not willing to fight the entire population. But I will state that we're getting there, but we're not there yet. But even I would think that in a time and a place where we're at now, maybe it wasn't on the back of Trump's mind. Maybe it was. Maybe he thought it'd be quick. This war has been very unpopular, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this midterm is going to go because the reason why they're saying that they're going to impeach him if he loses the midterms, and I was wondering why they kept saying that they were gonna take him to court and that they were gonna try to get him locked up, because I'm like, well, he really hasn't done anything that I was aware of, and then I started looking into it, and the reason why they're saying that is, I don't know if you knew this because I just recently found this out, because I thought the president had the ability and had the authority to go ahead and start wars or declare wars. Apparently he doesn't. Apparently he does not have the authority to declare war. That is actually Congress. That is the one that has the authority to declare war, and that's actually what they're saying. That if he gets impeached, they're going to take him to court, and they're going to try to lock him up. And him and his administration, if what I read is accurate, which I have no reason to think that it's not, but if what I read is accurate, dude, Trump, excuse my language, but Trump's fucked. Like even if he were to pardon himself, I don't know if that's going to work.
I don't think anything's gonna happen to him because they always say that.
I mean,
Even like every time he's president, you always hear that the impeachment, all that other stuff going, but nothing.
Well, if you want my thoughts on it, what I think is going to happen, they may not lock him up because it depends on how pardons work. Because what I think will happen is even if they find him guilty, they'll, and if it even gets to that point, because we really don't know what's going to happen yet, he still has time to turn it around. But even if it gets to that point where, let's just say he loses the midterms, they finally get the authority to impeach him, he gets impeached, they decide to take him to court. Let's just say that they do. They have J.D. Vance that takes over the presidency, even if he loses. And you don't think J.D. Vance is going to give him a pardon?
I think he's just a scapegoat, but I don't think that all the stuff that's happening is not without approval, I should say.
Well, if you haven't seen the video that I last put out, I'd encourage you to watch it. That way you'll know exactly what I think about the whole situation, and what I think is going on, and I do believe that this is all just one big game, and that realistically what we really have to worry about more is the two different sides in the population. It's not really government, it's more population wise that you'd have to worry. Because the government, I mean, when you start looking at Epstein files and things like that, you start realizing Republicans and Democrats are both in the Epstein files. You realize more and more that it feels like a bigger game than anything else. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. But as far as like my mental thought processes behind it, and I'll just give you like a little summary, is I don't believe Republicans and Democrats, at least the way that the parties are now, I don't think they can coexist. I think that's why you have cities that are hardcore blue and you don't have as many Republicans living there, because Republicans, they can't live in a city with people that hate them, that think that they're Nazis, bigots, and that quite frankly want to kill them. And I'll be honest with you, I think really realistically the fight is going to be more between the different sides as far as population, not really the different sides as far as our politicians. But that's just me. You know, time is going to tell what happens. If you are curious to know everything in detail, that's why I did that last video. You can tell me your thoughts. We can talk about it next time. But I think we're gonna call it there because we've been going for a little bit. I don't want to overdo and do too big of a video for everybody. So, LJ, thank you for joining tonight, my friend.
Yes, sir, my brother.
Is there any, and I'm going to give you final thoughts. Is there any final thoughts you had on, AI, on those AI data centers? Any questions you have that maybe you want answered in the next video? The floor is yours, man.
iRobot coming soon in real life.
Well, there you have it, folks. iRobot at a store near you. Anyways, guys, this is LJ and the Reaper, the Crusade Cast, out.